it's Joey from TNSONSOFLIBERTY and FullLiberty.com. I have a special treat for you guys. I'm here with Pete from Copblock.
Good to be with you, man.
Copblock.org.
Yeah.
We're here at Music City Liberty Fest on November 3rd. Thought I'd come outside and get a quick interview. So Pete, what's it like doing what you do? Like, you know, this is your job, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just so passionate about these ideas. You know, volunteerism, non-aggression, and just complete freedom coupled with responsibility. That it's made me a much better person. So I think that it's an idea worth sharing with others, because I know when I got introduced to it, it made a significant impact in my life. So I just try to share that with others, and I do it. I think focusing on the police accountability is the conversation to focus on, because they're like the teeth for it. So I don't know. For me, it's been fun. I mean, it's fun. It's a lot of hard work, but it's what I'm passionate about, and I figure, if I don't do it today, it's going to be more difficult tomorrow. So
right.
That's essentially just trying to be effective and connect with others, because I think it is like an evolution. So I'm real optimistic about it.
Sweet. I got another question. I'm always curious about this, especially with activists I admire who aren't like big, like Alex Jones. He's a big name. Like, how do you guys afford to do what you do, even during this, depressed economy?
It's tough. I'm still trying to figure that out. But I mean, after I went to school, I lived in like Northern Virginia. I did the think tank thing for like 4 years, and then I went on the road with Motorhome Diaries, and that was out of pocket for a lot of it. We had donations just from people who liked what we were doing that would give us like $5 or $20 at a meetup, or we had T-shirts, or some organizations would pitch us money. So that essentially covered gas, and that was a 7-month tour. But then the next year, Damo Freeman and I did Liberty on Tour in 2010. It was just a shorter tour, but we spent a lot more time before we went on the road doing logistics, finding point people, just essentially honing what we did, learning and like applying it. So it was much more efficient, and we paid for the project, and we were in the black, so we were able to live off of that for our food budget. And so we're on the road in an RV. I don't really have many expenses. Rent's most people's biggest expense. So and then and then food. We eat real lean, but we eat healthy. And then, it's just a lot of good people. Like someone would say, hey, you can crash at our place, or you can do laundry here. Right. So that was a lot of like on the road stuff. But I more recently spent more time in Keene, and while up there, we were more involved with the Keene Activity Center. So our maybe a place to crash was compensation for helping out there, just trying to be a catalyst for the community. So
so you
just a variety of ways.
That's an example of how voluntary charity works. You're going to say, just sharing whatever services you have with your mother, and
exactly.
Get accomplished.
Yeah, right now I'm down in Winston, North Carolina the past few months, and I'm exchanging my skill and ideas to my friend for a place to live and work from, and getting this property ready to put on the market, so it's a win-win.
That's great.
And we brainstorm about other stuff too. So
I got another question that I bet a bunch of the audience is always like in the back of their mind. Do you get pulled over all the time? Because you've got that huge Copblock thing on the back of you.
I've actually not been pulled. I got that vehicle, that Tahoe, in summer, in July 2012. So I haven't been pulled over with that. We did last night. I was driving over here on going 40 west to Tennessee. We got shadowed by some guy who had a state trooper graphics on his vehicle for a couple miles. Then he went to the other side, and but he never did anything. But
interesting.
I mean, when I had the RV Marv, we never got pulled over when it was painted. I actually think doing this is a deterrent, because if somebody thinks, hey, I'm going to stop this guy and harass him, if they see Copblock, then they might be aware of it. If they're not already, then it's like they become aware of it, and they think this person probably knows their rights more than the average person. They're probably more likely to record the interaction and then refuse to take a plea deal and all these other things, so it's not worth the time. And they realize that we support each other. I mean, call floods, if someone gets kidnapped and caged or whatever, then call floods on their behalf have been really effective. It's gotten people out of cages and gotten charged with like threats against people dropped and things. So just trying to be transparent and be timely with the information before their interaction. But yeah, I haven't gotten stopped. If I do, I have a forward-mounted dash cam. I have a HD cam that gets the cabin, and I have an audio recorder. I also have my smartphone with streaming apps.
So what tactic do you employ? Do you employ the don't talk to police at all? Like maybe put a piece of paper up there saying, or do you try the applied approach? Or tell us like how a typical stop would go.
I mean, I would try to interact with it just like I would, going through a checkpoint or something. Just one time when I went to Keene's District Court or Superior Court, I went in and the dude's like, take out your stuff and do all this, and I was like, what are you talking about? Like I pretended like I wasn't socialized by their programming, that I had to comply, that wasn't
Kind
expected.
of like if I just went up to you and said, "Hey, empty your pockets."
Yeah, if I was walking down the street and somebody said, "Hey, dude, let me look in your bag," I'd say, "What are you talking about? Who are you? This is my property, dude." And that's I'd have that conversation and like make that person realize what they were doing, or at least try to make it happen, and then point out that they were aggressing and blah blah blah. So, but it varies. If you're not comfortable, I've definitely people think I drive around and I always have these interactions with police, maybe, but I don't. I mean, you think about you have this many interactions with someone who wears a badge all over the place, and only this many actually kidnap and cage you. So you never know when it might happen, when it might not. If I would have known I'd been arrested 5 times, I would have thought it would have been more instances. So it's just always, it's always imperative to film, to document, so then there's an objective record of it, and you can to stream it. But
what advice could you give to someone who's friends with a police officer, and the police officer is kind of friendly to the general liberty message, but they stop at the idea of Copblock, as if that offends them? Right. Like we show them a video of excessive force, or some silly victimless crime, how they spend months in jail. How do you get to that point with the police officer?
Yeah, it's a good question. I would say just be personable, and if you're friends with somebody in that position now, you already have some sort of mutual respects and candor. So just frame it like what I often do to police employees who speak to me is I say, look, you're willing to at least have a conversation with me. Some folks aren't, and I say there may be some people you work with that if you go to a stop and they're there, it's likely they're assaulting somebody, or you might have to some corruption. And so, wouldn't you prefer to work in a place where that wasn't going on, so that you right out of the gate have more people support you because you're not collectivized with your colleagues that are out of line, and you wouldn't be enforcing victimless offense things, so you wouldn't be targeting as many people. You wouldn't be shaking people down for doing actions that don't harm anybody. So most people, there wouldn't be all those people that might take issue with your current place of employment. But ultimately, I would break it down about the personal responsibility angle when we talk about how the institution itself is based. Outline, find the common ground. So say think you'd have your end goal is to live in a safe, prosperous society and things like that. So then maybe say, can I suggest to you a different alternative on how to go about that? And then you can walk through. So it's not like a threatening, you're wrong, but hey, here's some idea you might want to consider. And here, is why I think it might work better.
So would you say that it's a good thing to try to humanize interactions between us and cops? Just because they have, a uniform and this badge, they're just like me and you, and so by humanizing it, you kind of diffuse the situation. So that's probably
good.
I
mean, think about it. If you have a chill, calm, cool, collected conversation with somebody and say, look, I understand you might be saying this, but here, that versus going to a G20 or a big deal where they have all these dudes suited up with gear and military apparatus and stuff. I mean, those people in that setting aren't going to be too receptive to you say, hey man, let's have consensual interactions. I don't like this coercion. I'm just going to be a part of that gear. But if you can talk to them as an individual and they can see that their actions have direct consequences on people, then maybe
one more question. What would you say to liberty activists or people in the general freedom movement who have a lot of anger or hostility towards cops? I'm sure maybe you felt angry at a cop before, but maybe if you were mistreated, but who don't want to reach out to them who are very angry. Do you have any advice for them?
I'd say in addition, ultimately just, the longer the us versus them idea perpetuates, the longer it'll be until, I think it'll be harmonious relationship for everybody. That's the end goal, I think. But I would just say, other things, if you don't want to engage with, if you don't feel up to it for whatever reason, just you could not fund them. You can say, I'm not going to willingly give you the wealth I create, because that's what they operate on. They say everyone who lives in this area, I have right to your money. And if you say, actually you don't, I don't like the service you're supplying, essentially it's an oversupply of the good of policing. So they can vote with their wallets, and then they can ostracize if they live next to somebody or if they have a relative. They can try, share information with them. But mostly, I don't know, just to whatever extent they're comfortable with, and then try to go from there. Because, if you're driven by people, it's not a good perspective. So if you could just say, oh, I recognize why this issue's going on right now. It's because there's been this indoctrination from day one, and they may not have ever heard this. So realize where that person may be coming from, and don't just default to hating someone based on try to have a conversation.
That's
That's the
great
end goal.
advice. Yeah. Thanks for your time, Pete.
All right, Joe.
All
Appreciate
right,
it,
man.
bro.